Yeah, folks, if you haven't heard, I've got some big news. A week from today, I will be selling my first ever video game. That's right. We announced that it's time to head into early access for the game I've been making, SkyShard. This is it here. You'll see some beautiful islands heading out to battle. A live view here of our latest islands from players around the globe. Enjoying the SkyShard demo as we speak. I think what is it now? Well, I think well over 10,000 people have played the demo. We still have like a 96% positive rating on Steam, and we got a monster patch landing next week as we head into early access, where we will be selling the game for the first time ever. First game I've ever sold. First anything I've sold ever. I think it's usually just always free content, right? So yeah, SkyShard will be landing next week. We're gonna be dropping, I think it's 44 new units, which is like, I'll just pull up the patch notes that I have here in the template. We got 8 new solo adventures, one of which we're gonna just play through today to give you a preview. I wrote up some stuff for those and designed some fun battles for people. I think they offer a totally different spin on our game, because PvP, you know, it's incredibly satisfying. I love our PvP because you get a different battle every round. You never know what you're going to get. You kind of have to build these islands that are like generically strong. But then you get to like solo adventures and you get into this scenario where you can actually like do some really cool targeted stuff, and it becomes almost like this puzzle solving task. It starts to feel really different. I don't know why I moved this out of the way. We've got, here's all the list of new units. So many insane new units. Lots of new art incoming, including, you'll see behind me here, some new island artwork that's like way more rendered and beautiful than our temporary art from before. And this is not even actually the final island art. This is the base version of the final island art, and then it's going to be enhanced for each hero. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. A bunch of balance updates are coming. A bunch of new enchantments as well. Stuff you can pop on the units to make them stronger. So it's definitely our biggest patch ever. Also just like Steam stuff, achievements, cloud syncing, all that. Ton of new stuff coming. The game is going to be for sale for $11.99. Base price $15, on sale for $11.99. Given that we got people playing for hundreds of hours already on our demo, I think that's actually kind of a steal. There's not going to be any microtransactions. We're not going to sell like future units or heroes or whatever. They're just going to be added into the game for free. So you pay $11.99, you're done. That's it. That's it. That's it. Like that, you just get the game. Eventually, that's too. You know, we're gonna have like offline mode, and I will talk about next week as we go live, kind of our roadmap for early access, which means all the stuff we're gonna get in there and do between early access and the final release. I mean, honestly, the game is already kind of a full, complete game. Like, I think you can get a totally satisfying experience, but there's just going to be more and more and more stuff to take it to that next level, including like finishing the art. You know, we still have some unfinished art in there. You can kind of see that right there is Ben's beautiful MS Paint art. You might not be able to see that, it's too far away, but you'll see some as we go through the video. And all the new units still need the art as well. So a lot of art is going to be the main thing finishing, but also additional features, new heroes. Where's my roadmap for early access? What do we got? New like animations and projectile stuff, heroes, more units, more solo mode stuff, a duels mode so you can battle other people's islands directly, offline mode, and then just more and more balance, and more game modes too. I think we're gonna add some additional game modes. So a lot of stuff coming in early access. The main thrust of it will be like just making sure all the art and presentation side of stuff is finished, but also content and more beyond that. So ultimately, it's a super exciting time. I have absolutely no idea how it's gonna go, by the way. I'm clueless. We have I think about 9,400 wish lists as of today. I think probably given like the new and trending stuff, like we're gonna be on the popular upcoming page on Steam, we'll probably get over 10,000 wish lists by the time the game actually goes for sale on Monday, which was like our ultimate goal. So that's lining up well. Well, I mean, you know, our goal was 10,000. I mean, you know, 100,000 would have been great. 1 million would have been impossible, but great. But you know, 10,000 was like that's where we wanted to get before we launched. So that's pretty perfect. 7,000 to 10,000 really was our range. So I have no idea how it's gonna go. I don't know. From you guys, like, of course, if you are interested in the game and want to buy it, that'd be great. Like, obviously, like, you know, that'd be great. But honestly, even just, you know, like watching videos, liking videos, all that stuff actually still contributes, because, you know, it feeds into other people's interest in the game potentially. Buying the game, but also leaving a review if you buy the game and like the game, or if you don't, I guess. Actually, either way, getting to 10 reviews on Steam is really important. I think it's like they give you extra visibility, so like as quickly as we can get to 10 reviews, you know, like if we do it within minutes or whatever, right, that's better than it taking a day or whatever. I don't know how many units we're gonna sell. I don't know how many people are gonna leave reviews. It's almost zero expectations. I'm just completely clueless. You know, there's always estimates out there. They'll say like, oh, on your first day, you should sell 5% of your wish list. So that would mean we sell roughly like 500 copies or whatever on the first day. Which, I mean, that would be a good start. Yeah, I you know, the investments we made in this game, as I've always said, are relatively slim, right? Like compared to some games who are spending millions of dollars, we've spent a tiny fraction of that. If we sell maybe 3,000 copies if you account for all of Ben's time, something around there, I don't know, right? Like 2,000 to 3,000 copies gets us profitable. Anything beyond that is upside, right? Which seems doable. I mean, that seems feasible. But again, I have no expectations or ideas. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna have a little more like SkyShard promotion than normal over the next you know, once we go live over that week or two to kick things off. I'll be doing some like sponsored segments in my videos, although not really sponsored, it's me, but you know, talking about my game as if it were a sponsored segment. I'll be doing another dedicated video once we go live to showcase things. So yeah, I don't know, this was just as you can tell, not a well organized video talking about the game I'm making, but you know, you're getting an inside look at what my brain feels like right now. In the busiest month of my life, I decided to also release a video game. So I'm happy to answer any questions, by the way. You know, early access timelines, for instance, is probably gonna be a common question. I don't know really, but I'm hoping like 6 months or less is the goal. A lot of that's just going to come down to like art getting finished, but we've actually got a pretty good pace going with unit art in particular lately, so I think that could go faster than expected. I can fire off solo adventures. I love designing our solo adventures. They are so fun to design, dude. I fired off, like Ben made the hero ones, then I kind of tweaked them a little bit. I didn't really tweak the boards on Ambrose and Auris, but I wrote scripts for all these. So there's like on the hero ones in particular, there's some pretty like, you know, detailed like talking that happens, chatter basically with the opponent. And then the rest have just kind of like light scripting setups and stuff to kind of establish some lore and context for what you're doing. But I designed these 3 in total, kind of tweaked these from Ben a fair bit as well, just to kind of really hone in on the theme of these. So these solo adventures are kind of like, yeah, I think you could compare them to like dungeon runs in Hearthstone, if you guys know that. They're basically like single player roguelikes in a way, right? Like, you know, every run's going to be a little different, but you're fighting, I mean, it's not really like roguelike because you're fighting the same opponent, I guess. More like a kind of challenge or puzzle mode in Hearthstone in a weird way. You know, honestly, PvP is like a regular roguelike. That's where you're going to get a different opponent every time. But I don't know, I think they're kind of fun, just diving into our lore a little bit more. Nothing crazy deep or intricate, just, you know, a little bit of context and flavor brought to the universe of SkyShard. So anyway, I was actually just gonna run through one of these today and show you what's up. Maybe we'll do Merus the Pure. I wonder what that name could hint at. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if I can actually beat my own run. So let's do Zap Zap. Zap Zap's also going to be talking to us. So there's a little bit of a like, are we Zap Zap, or I think Zap Zap is our advisor. That's what we're going to say. Okay. Like, we're not Zap Zap. He's our advisor. We will take, the Latchwood Spore. Sure. I'm trying to think like what I know what is in this, and you guys are going to know as well after I finish this. So I'm trying to think about like getting ahead of it a little bit. Oh, but by the way, here's new island art, far more detailed and beautiful than before. It just looks so great and pretty, and like again, like there's going to be even more customized versions of this. Like nature's going to have more stuff on it and so on, but like the just base island art is so much prettier. And here you'll see a mix of Ben's hilarious beta art and our real art. I'm not gonna take too many new weapons because I don't want to spoil them all, or new units, but you're gonna get hints of some of the new units in the game, so stay tuned. You know, buy the early access if you want to play those. But we are going to take the unstable Tesla coil. It's a good base weapon. It scales really well with our Latchwood Spore, which is going to give it lifesteal. This has kind of a split attack effect where that lifesteal is going to get some upside. Let's take a little tree here too. Bada boom. And a little town unit. Sure, we'll take a beekeeper. Why not? A little bit of a nature start. Oh, look, Zap Zap's here to talk to us in the solo adventure. How fun. How wonderful. Merus the Pure is a dear old friend of Zap Zap's. She might be the nicest wizard he has ever met. Zap Zap, by the way, talks in third person. This is, I had to work on giving a distinct voice to all of our hero characters because they're going to be narrating throughout these solo adventures a little bit. So Zap Zap, kind of simpler sentences, simpler vocabulary, very positive, of course, because he's a lovely frog wizard and speaks in third person. You know, we've got Ambrose is going to have this like overly flowery fake like politician speak, where he's just like a southern gentleman kind of blowing smoke. And then Auris, our other hero, is going to be like very short sentences, lots of questions, very kind of punchy style of talking, but confident but not arrogant. Anyway, you'll see those if you play. But anyway, this should be a fun test of might, but please do not go too hard on her. Sure thing. She's starting off crazy strong. We're way behind, dude. Who designed this? This is cheating. You're gonna find a little bit of a mix as I was designing these solo adventures. You know, some are gonna have kind of a soft opener where you kind of get ahead for a few rounds, but then they kind of ramp up in speed. They're not gonna follow the rules of like regular SkyShard gameplay. They're not gonna have exactly 8 mana per round, anything like that. Like, they're gonna cheat sometimes. They're gonna have bad rounds, good rounds. They're gonna do, you know, really unusual things that would never be possible in the game normally in some cases. And I tried to design them with a bit of a rhythm too, so you like, sometimes you feel like you're ahead and then it's like, oh god, this is scary. And from a difficulty standpoint, I need feedback. I am, believe it or not, a pretty good SkyShard player after playing, you know, for a year, a ton. It has actually been almost exactly a year, by the way, since Ben and I started working on this game, like my birthday, and we're going to release it 2 days after my birthday, by the way, which is crazy. I mean, early access isn't a full release, but you know, like, it's crazy. Anyway, I think some of them are going to be really challenging for casual players. I think most really good players should be able to beat them in first try or second try. Some might require a specific enough strategy that if you don't find it in your shops, you might like re-roll a little bit. It's like, I need this exact weapon. I'm going to kind of force a run until I find this exact weapon or whatever. I didn't want to do that too much because then the optimal strategy just becomes like, oh, we'll just find this good weapon. Hopefully they have a few different paths through them where it's not just like, I need this exact thing to win, but you might feel that way and kind of re-roll into it if you can identify that strategy in your brain, like, so be it, you know. So, you know, anyway, I kind of need feedback anyways, what I'm getting at, because I think there's definitely a range of outcomes there. Let's take the Solaris Saber. Is this art in the game right now? Actually, I can't remember. I don't think it is yet. I'm not sure though. I really just don't remember if that art's in the game yet or not. Let's go ahead and go for the power plant here for that Tesla coil synergy. And let's take a chunky town unit, the post office. So the Solaris Saber weapon here, it's gonna pass some damage over to our Tesla coil, which is great because this can be a powerful weapon to scale up its damage. The power plant also going to add some damage anytime this Tesla coil is attacking. It's going to proc its effect and give us some speed boosts and damage boosts as well. So the opponent only has one weapon, but a really good core of a town here. I kind of try to make this look like what a real town might look like. Some trees scattered, you know, just some real buildings, as if it's a town that's kind of just legitimately doing its thing, right? Ooh, this is going to be close. I think it's gonna be nice. Yeah, down to our final weapon. Okay, so Merus the Pure, stay tuned, right? There's gonna be a twist, obviously, as the name might sort of imply. This is a new unit. I'll spoil, I guess. The Spark Supplier, give a random friendly pierce weapon plus 1% pierce and 1 damage. Our Solaris Saber is a pierce weapon. So this is kind of like a Velmir the Wizard if you're a current player, but made for piercing weapons instead. Let's go ahead and get a defense unit out front. We love the bamboo, very sticky, very annoying. Let's get some cheap town units to benefit from this power plant. We can go for a Jeffrey for now, that's fine. Let's do this. Ooh, the watchtower to speed up our town units. Yeah, it's probably my favorite pick there. Don't hate that buffer bot defense either. So you can see here, like, they started out like really strong on turn 1, but haven't really gotten like crazy strong from there. Just kind of organically growing a little town here, giving us a little bit of a breather. It's really fun trying to design this stuff, by the way. I gotta say, like, really enjoy trying to solve like kind of that rhythm of it. The rhythm of fights is a really interesting thing to figure out. Yeah, let's go for cheap shops. Ooh, another new unit. We'll take it, sure, why not? The Entombed Dread defense structure, 60% less damage when in fatigue. Probably not going to be relevant for us. This is sort of just a 200 health guy, but maybe something later will maybe I actually don't know if that will come into play or not, but it could. You never know. You never know. Ooh, this looks like a good weapon. The Soul Engine, it has 20 damage and 40 extra health for every friendly and enemy ancient unit, which, you know, we did just buy an ancient unit, so it's getting a little better. It would be very fortuitous, though, if somehow there were to be more ancient units later. I wonder if Merus the Pure will ever embrace ancient units. This is the Firepot Trebuchet. They got a second weapon, which is definitely going to equalize this fight a little bit, but we did just get a third weapon, so they might still fall behind here. I think having 3 weapons at this stage is really strong. Coil is still really good too, so definitely a more equal fight, but I think we're still pulling ahead here with the third weapon nicely. That's good news. Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I remember in Hearthstone, I kind of hated when the solo adventures were hard, because it's like, I don't want to play this 3 or 4 times and like have to go through this. It's like, I was sensitive to that when designing these. Like, do players want, they don't want to have to do this multiple times, but then some players do like crave difficulty as well. So I still like, I just kind of need feedback on how difficult these should be, and if you think they're not difficult enough. Hey, here's new artwork for the Haunted Clock Tower. Looks very spooky indeed. I still think this is our, like, I love this unit art. It's been in the game a bit, but it's so cool looking. The Intervellum Facility. This actually, you know, starts fatigue sooner, which we do have that Entombed Dread. We could try to build something cool on that. I think this wants time to scale up though, so we don't really want to advance fatigue necessarily. I can show you this new unit, the Grand Canopy. This can be permanently destroyed, and when it is, you get 4 random town units and you get to keep them. So this is kind of like a infusion of stuff, which is nice. It's also just, you know, kind of 4 bodies to get in the way of the opponent early on too. Big shop for sure. Ooh, I'm not gonna spoil that one. We'll just take the Mana Machina here. I'm trying to like not spoil too many new units, but just a few here and there that I find interesting. Cheap ancient stuff is good, right? The Derelict for our Soul Engine here to help scale that up would be really nice. Oh, that is odd. There seems to be a Necromancer hut on Merus's SkyShard. Look at it right there. Yeah, that is odd. It is probably nothing to worry about. She would never be corrupted by ancient magic. Oh, also, Zap Zap never speaks in contractions, which is really hard for me to write, because I want to say it's probably nothing to worry about, because that feels so much more natural from a speech standpoint. But again, I'm just trying to give everybody like a little bit of a unique voice. Zap Zap never uses contractions, so that's why it sounds a little odd. Yeah, probably nothing to worry about, is it, Zap Zap? What would that Necromancer hut, like, it's just one Necromancer hut. What could go wrong? I'm sure you're right. Oh, we just summoned a Necromancer hut as well. Okay. All right. I think they've really equalized things here a little bit more than I expected this round. I guess the second defense unit came in. I don't know. I mean, you know, again, I might have just given them more stuff this round than they would normally have gotten as well, right? Again, we don't follow curve rules when designing these. Ben said he kind of tried to for the hero ones. I think those are honestly a little bit more like fair in a way. but they're also ones with like more interesting story elements. So kind of, I'm sort of glad that they're not as challenging. They're also all 15 rounds instead of 16 to differentiate them a little bit more. So here's another weapon, but not a great one for us. Anything cool we can do with the Auris Refractor? We could make all of our weapons and stuff. We can make a bunch of stuff ancient, which does help the soul engine. This isn't a start of combat, it's a passive. Doesn't feel super necessary. I think I'd rather just take this speed boost on the Conjured Clock. Maybe move the saber up here, speed boost all 3 of those. That seems better to me. We have a new unit that's really cool with speed boost. It might actually just be my favorite unit in the game now. I don't want to spoil it though, so I probably won't grab it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this town hall. It's a really good thing to have eventually. Jeffrey's a good speed booster for that. This is gonna scale our weapon damage up a ton. Oh, whoa, weird. The opponent has 2 new ancient, like some of their buildings appear to have been abandoned and perhaps taken over by a cult. Merus, what's happening in your town? You might want to get a handle on this. Seems like this could get out of control quickly. I'm having way too much fun teasing the most obvious. I like that it's obvious though. That's what makes it fun, right? Also, I set every character to have kind of a fake rank, right? Like, and I originally I was like, should I try to sync that up to the difficulty? I was like, maybe, but it's kind of hard to figure out, really. Let's just take the Brick Arcus here. I think that's new art as well. I don't think you guys have seen that yet in game. Rafflesia, Glowberries. Glowberries is kind of cool with Soul Engine. It just gets such a high health total that it'll kind of max out. It'll cap this, but I just don't know how useful I find it in general, you know. I want it hitting all 3 of these dudes too, though. But you want all 3 of these also hitting that, so I don't know. Probably fine to go there. The Nurturing Sprite, don't need it, but since I gotta buy it. Oh, I forgot to move these. Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot to move these, guys. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. I forgot they were there and we just left them up there like idiots from our Grand Canopy. Oh my god, what is that? I don't even want to spoil the Cloaked Witch. No, it's actually going to be really important. I need to. So the Cloaked Witch is a new town unit that gives a random enemy weapon -5 lifesteal. In other words, the weapon's going to take damage when it triggers. You can see here, we saw positive lifesteal because of those. Did this one get any? No. Did this one get any? No, actually. It was targeting the coil, but this should be 14, but it took -5, so it's down to 9, right? So still positive. That's why I was talking about those Latchwood spores early, kind of being relevant to counter this build. It's funny, on that unit, I told Ben, because when we were testing these, I was like, Ben, that's not good enough. It's got to be better. It's not strong enough, dude. Like, you only take 5 damage per hit or whatever. There's no way that's good enough. But you know, it's a cooldown. It repeats, and if you get multiples and the cooldowns are going off, the opponent only has 1 or 2 weapons, getting them to like -20 lifesteal, -30 lifesteal is not actually that crazy. And I think it's viable. I mean, we'll see in testing, right, where it really lands. But I had some builds where I was like, oh no, man, don't buff this. Actually, no, definitely don't buff this. It might be too good, dog. So we'll see. All right, so this is a new crystal. I don't want to spoil, so I'm just gonna park it there until I sell it. Here's a new enchantment. Power Creep. I love the name, Ben. I didn't even realize that was the name. Start of combat, increased damage class bonus by 7%, which right now our only damage class unit is the Solaris Saber, so we'll put it on that. Increase the pierce damage a little bit. That's fine. Buying some cheap town units. Here's some new art for the Enchant Weaver. Pretty cool. Town units to play around our town hall. Let's go for more enchantments. Ooh, we love Accelerate on our Tesla coil. That's really good. And extra life on the Soul Engine. Sure, why not? Yeah, that works. Damage boost crystal over there. That looks good. Oh, they picked up a 3rd weapon, the Blighted Ballista. Man, this town's getting more and more red. Oh my god, some vile totems. There's our Entombed Dread as well. These necromancers appear to have been a bad influence, guys. This poor town has been corrupted. I'm actually, by the way, like, kind of gonna see how this goes. Like, you know, I can't test these infinitely, so it's like, how I remember at one point I had a hard time beating this, but at another point, like, I think this run's on a good pace to beat this one, because you know, you don't actually have to like win a certain amount of trophies or anything, you just have to survive. And I think we're on a good pace. We're like halfway through the run, still winning the fights, so I think we're on a good pace. It's like close though. This is good. Like, I wouldn't want blowouts, right? I think we have a pretty good build and it's close, which means particularly for like casual players who don't know the game as well or are brand new, this might still be very difficult for them. The Horolomancer, which I'm pretty sure Ben, when I named this, because it came out the first time as the Holomancer, I think he thought it was a typo. I never even acknowledged this with him. I just re-updated it again in our file. I don't even know that we've never talked about this. It came out as Holomancer, and I was like, no, it's supposed to be Horolomancer, so I re-updated it. Horology is the study of clocks and making clocks, and this is a buff to our conjured clock. So I wanted a wizard who deals in watching to be the horology type guy, Horolomancer, instead of the Holomancer, right? But it's also kind of a hologram too, so it's funny because it's kind of both. So anyway, that's why it's the Horolomancer, because it deals with watches, clocks. Anyway, fun little stuff. You guys get so many fun little insights into the game dev process. Ooh, another Horolomancer. We're gonna move this stuff over. That conjured clock is going to be sick now, dude. It's going to have 20 extra triggers, so big time speed boost. Let's go ahead and transmute. We got all this garbage here I really don't want, and I don't want to spoil everything, so we're going to dump that for now. Keep buying some stuff. We could take the Intervalum facility, or maybe just a stone wall's fine. Yeah, let's just do that. Just some defense here. Power line's good. We'll get a little speed boost going on our tall stuff here. We can kind of move that like that. We updated the art on speed boost so it fills the frame a little better. Hey, I feel like we're missing a speech line. This is kind of a callback to a different speech line. Did I accidentally click through it too fast? Did you guys notice that? Or maybe I just don't remember what it said, which is actually a good writing note. The previous text line was supposed to be like, maybe we saw it. I think we did talk about it. I said like where it's definitely nothing to worry about. And now he's saying there are giant tentacle monsters. It is certainly something to worry about. She is definitely corrupted by ancient magic. Yeah, it's getting bad, Zap Zap. Merus is not looking so pure. I wonder what that is. I'm not gonna spoil that little guy. No way, no how. Buy the early access if you want to see that little cute guy. He died. Why did he die? They just died. I didn't even shoot him. Okay, things are getting scarier, guys. Like, we're kind of losing a little bit now. But you can see here, this river scales off ancient units, and our opponent has a lot of ancient units. It's almost as if I knew that was going to happen and made my purchasing decisions around that fact. Okay, Merus has turned the corner a bit, guys. We are now losing fights. Here's new art for the newly named shrapnel mine. This used to be the Sonic mine, but now it's just got shrapnel shooting out. Seemed fitting for the effect. Here's a little speed boost crystal. I mean, honestly, this stuff's all getting speed boosted so much by the clock. We might be hitting caps on it before too long. I need stuff. I need stuff. I don't have any stuff. Oh, I should put my blacksmiths up here, by the way. Yeah, I still don't have my town hall fully buffed, so let's buy some cheap town. Another derelict is good. I'm gonna go cheap town over enchantments here. Oh my god, another Horolomancer. I have too many, I think, now, actually. I needed fewer. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh my god, dude, there's 4 vile totems. 3 entombed terrors. These cloaked witches, remember, given that negative life steal. We'll see that pop in, I'm sure. Yeah, this has negative 10 life steal, so you can see its health going down. I just died. We're also attacking vile totems, which are going to be killing our weapons as well. These reflect damage back to our weapons, so having a ton of health on our soul engine's a big deal. Same for the coil, but we are getting absolutely murdered. Oh, dude, no. Okay, I remember now. I did have some hard times beating this one in testing. I'm seeing why at the moment. This I like this though. This is good news. This is good news. I'm trying to remember what I used to beat it last time. I think I had some crazy high health buffs on a laser pointer, maybe. I think I remember the laser pointer being really good. Because at this stage, it's actually more about keeping my weapons alive than anything else, right? Like the coil did really well because of these spores, I guess. Maybe we need to put a spore around everybody. The clock does need one more unit, though, that would benefit from the speed buff. It has to have 3 units to benefit. I just want these spores to affect everybody. There's got to be a better way to do this, right? Like, there's just got to be a better way to do this. Positioning puzzles. I love positioning puzzles. The problem is this one's so long, right? I think you just do this. You move this up, right? Then you got these. Well, you want these on the corners too, though, right? Because you want both of them affecting both units. This is a hard puzzle, guys. You need a third there. This could also be out front, by the way. It doesn't need to be behind, for the record. You do this. This comes in like wherever here. This can go down. This, you definitely want to affect the coil and the engine. How do you do that with the dang spores? Maybe these just need to be in line with each other. That probably solves a lot of problems. Yeah, that solves a lot of problems. Then this can go back here. But you need one more cooldown unit just to make that work. Maybe you could use your Corrupt Alchemist to get a bunch more health on your Soul Engine. Because it's going to have the highest health totals. Yeah, but now I don't have space for this. I need to scoot everybody over one more time. This is fun, dude. This is actually good gameplay right now. I don't know how fun it is to watch ever, but it's legitimately really satisfying always to solve these kinds of puzzles, right? Said I wanted this out front, but then I didn't put it out front, did I? What if we do this? This is the move. I've discovered the move. This is the move. We found the move. This is it. I solved it. This is the puzzle. We're done. This now has 3. These are both boosted. Yeah, we did it. I'm so smart, guys. I'm actually so smart, guys. All right, genius at work. It took me 45 minutes to solve a simple puzzle, but you know what? I think it's legit genius at work. Question is like, is it still good enough? I have no clue. I'm gonna sell some guys we don't really need here. Try to trade in on better things. Not a lot of better things here, unfortunately. I don't want to spoil some of the new units, so I'm not grabbing all the new units, you know? Oh my god, it's all garbage shrubs. What do I need? I'm trying to think about what I need. This is the topaz. This is a new crystal that adjacent crystals can now target 1 tile further, which is a pretty fun little trick. Actually, can I use that to get... Not quite still getting to the soul engine, is it? Hey, spark supplier is good, though. What do we need? Hey, our own cloaked witch, huh? Could do another power plant. I have to move all this over one, I think, to make it feel good. I don't feel that strong, guys. I don't have that much health left either. I feel like we're gonna lose, man. I don't know if these Latchwood spores are gonna do enough, but I'm like kind of excited because now I can be like, can you beat this? Like, go buy the game, figure out if you can solve this. What's your build gonna look like to beat Merus the Pure, man? How much health are we sitting on here? Like, that's still got plenty of health. The coil's closer, but like, we're just dying too, man. The blighted ballista's farming us. Like, oh my god, these are also debuffing our weapons. Like, this is actually, I'm really proud of myself. I forgot how good this is already. It hasn't even been that long ago that I made it. I just forgot how good it is. Like, it's actually a really good puzzle. Ah, I'm excited. I'm nerding out over my own stuff. I don't know if that's lame or exciting. Man, that's cool. How do we beat this? I don't actually know. That is so fun though. I don't know if we have it here, man. The coil is just like, it's not good enough. I need like a Scola maybe. No, I didn't want to use the mana refinery. I didn't want to spoil it or use it. It's hard to use. I might die this round, guys. I think I'm going to die this round, actually. This is a cool unit. I'll spoil. It's kind of the brother to the blacksmith, the carpenter here. When an enemy weapon attacks, adjacent town units get +1 health. This is when a friendly weapon attacks. So, man, I wonder if there's going to be any solo adventures where that's really cool to have. Maybe. Oh god, I forgot about these haunted mines too. There's so many things you guys don't even know what the units are, but oh god, I think I remember how I beat this now. I think I had a I think I had laser pointer. I think I had also catapults really good to kind of kill the town units early to turn off that blighted ballista and to destroy these guys so you don't get too much negative lifesteal, right? Like there's a few things going on there. Graveyard in the back adding some more stress, man. Oh god, dude, like we got to fatigue, but are we gonna die still? I think so. Yeah, we're dead for sure, right? Oh no. I can't beat my own game mode, guys. No, I can't do it. Okay, that's actually, I'm really proud. I'm really, because that was satisfying. I thought I had a good run going, you know, like I talked about that rhythm a little bit, and then it started turning the corner a little bit. Things got out of hand, and that's like, you gotta figure it out, right? Like you gotta be ready. The next time around, you're gonna be better off. I want to show you Auris's. I don't know if we'll play all the way through, but I just kind of want to give you a vibe of it. Maybe I will play all the way through because I think it's a little easier. I think this one we can kind of run through pretty quickly, and I maybe won't talk through as much stuff. Let's just go there. I have seen you before. I monitor the latent magic caught in slipstreams of other SkyShards and reconstruct holographic depictions of my potential rivals. You show promise if you're willing to learn. We Novus seek answers. No, we seek questions first. I believe the Archmage's death was a sign that our society must advance. The old ways lead only to ruin. We need a new path forward, one of science, one of knowledge, perhaps one without magic. If you stand in the way of progress, you must be left behind at any cost. Ooh, God, I got chills. I got freaking chills, guys. Same weapons as last run. That's fine. We can work with a soul engines, no problem. Again, I think this one's gonna be a little bit easier feeling, which is good. I want it to be a little easier feeling, and I'm gonna again try to avoid too many new things. These are Solaris Sabers. I helped oversee the development. The sun emits unimaginable power. Ancient cultists of old seemed to understand this fact, but it was forgotten until today. She's gonna give kind of like little science briefs here and there. I don't think she has a text line every battle, but you know, like every other battle or so. I think for the Zap Zap run, I literally gave him one every battle because he's a bit of a yap, not just a Zap Zap. Oh, new unit I'm gonna dodge. Ancient. Ooh, nice hit. Good weapon. Okay. So 2 ancient weapons. We're kind of building into our soul engineer a little bit. The Arch is the strongest structure known to the Novus. The keystone at its peak is paramount to that strength. I intend to be the keystone of our realm. Good stuff. I could have maybe used faction there. Realm sort of implies all of the factions, which is actually true for Novus though. Like they want to kind of bring everybody together and bring everybody up to speed on science. Kind of, it's magic-y science really, right? But what's the difference between technology and magic, or science and magic, if it's sophisticated enough, right? What is our shot? 10 total units, get 2 random tier 3 towns. I don't really want to buy a bunch of tier 3 towns, but I also like don't need big tinkers either right now. Let's go ahead and take the Scola. Ooh, I love the Cogwork Tower though. This is so strong. I'll spoil it. Cogwork Tower, divide a 4% speed buff between all adjacent units. We can kind of buff both our weapons there with some big time speed. Let's grab another defense unit. We'll go Vile Totem for our ancient synergies. There's our little crystal we don't need. So 2 brick Arcuses in tow here. As you can see, a lot of Novus stuff here. I think basically all 3 of our hero solo runs are going to kind of focus in on their faction, which again is kind of distinct from normal SkyShard. You don't really normally see that, so that alone gives you a bit of a different vibe, really. Ooh, another weapon. I will take it as well. The Firepot Trebuchet. I think we're gonna cruise this run, actually. Yeah, I think we're gonna be good to go. Oh god, I forgot to equip my new stuff I got for my quest. Dang it. The lever is not magic, it is more powerful. The Equalizer, which is this unit, weighs emptiness itself. Positive space is converted into kinetic energy to power weapons. Negative space is converted into gravity to add raw strength. I guess I need to spoil this unit then a little bit, don't I? This is a pretty crazy unit, and I think really cool, actually, in that it sort of plays to space in a way, like I teased with that description there, that we haven't really before. Sort of combat, if you occupy less space than the enemy, which means you have fewer tiles, which we could write it that way, but I think it's that's like the technically correct way, but I think this way is also sufficient. Give your weapons 0.5 damage for each tile you have less. That could also say fewer for the record. If more, give your defense units +2 health for each tile you have more. So basically, you could have a build that's kind of light on stuff and go for some big time weapon damage. And there are some units that you can think about too that like can still give you a lot of bodies without taking a bunch of space. Like we have the creep root that kind of grows over time, that sort of stuff. We can't actually add those in once we're in that phase, which yeah, not perfect, but so they, as you can see, the lever kind of turned towards green, so they got extra health on their stuff, I believe. I think we'll see, yeah, a little bit of extra health, and they do specify when you click them like what the difference is, so you can actually see the real numbers. So now we have 3 good weapons, we have some speed boosts. I think we can just start going for good town stuff. We have the Scola as well, and we got this casino to speed up our town. So I'm just gonna buy a bunch of cheap shops here to go for town stuff without maybe spoiling too many things, I guess. Ancient's still good, yeah. Ancient's still good, yeah. Beekeepers we don't need, but that's fine. Post office is good, yeah. Let's go Velmir, put him up top of that saloon to get more of these buff our explosive damage on our Firepot Trebuchet, which is perfect. This is a nice fast unit. These we can actually just all put in here to buff our casino speed. That crystal can be sold later. We don't have a ton of defense units right now, but that's okay. Mana is used to cast spells. It can also be used to cast doubt on the old ways. I love her like dismissiveness. Novus engineers utilize it in its raw physical form. The crystals power our technology. The magic of old is obsolete. This is the way forward. Which you can see a lot of like hard crystals and mana usage in Novus architecture, right? Some of those are probably mana crystals or crystals of other kinds. All right, definitely winning some strong fights. I think, like I said, I think we're gonna kind of cruise a little bit with this. I think as long as you have like a good SkyShard build, you're gonna do well on these more story-driven hero ones. Ooh, the Cloaked Witch. We already got a preview of that. I don't want these to feel too cumbersome or too hard. Like a brand new player might struggle a little more, which is fine, you know, but I don't want it to be like impossible for them. I want them to be able to get the character introductions and story and stuff. These are kind of the intro ones, I think, a little more than the ones that aren't heroes. Basically will all hopefully be a bit more challenging. And I'm leaving some of these units a little you know, unspoiled still for you, but that's okay. Yeah, and we're doing a great job here. I mean, fights are like close-ish, right? We're not just totally, I mean, kind of totally destroying, but not like an incredible unbalanced destruction. This is a cool new enchantment that just fills units with random enchantments. Might like to see that one. Azurite, another speed boost there. It's kind of looking for another Scola or something. Guess we'll just take the mill, but I don't really love it. It's not my favorite. Post office is fine though. Do not seek knowledge? What do you seek? Pride? Glory? a title like Archmage. That's a shout out, you know, kind of our overall entire like lore or story is like the Archmage died. Can you be the new Archmage to take his place? And when he died, the earth shattered, and that's why there are shards of earth, you know, floating in space, kind of disrupting the magic. And then making everything fly because of the magic. So it's like, you know, do you want to be the new Archmage? But then also that's our top rank is Archmage, right? So it's like, huh? Like, is pride? Is that why you want to be Archmage? Is it for pride, for glory? What is it worth? Your future, ours? Taunting you a little bit here. Science, progress is the way, Auris. Not titles, not glory, not magic, or is it? I don't know. For you to decide. Yeah, again, the opponent's build here just not coming together super strong. We have some great stuns that are locking out their weapons. You'll see, like, that's doing work. We're not really playing into their counters all that hard, so yeah, this is good. I mean, I'll see how it feels as more people play this. I could honestly argue making this one a little tougher right now. Like, it's feeling almost a little too trivial. But you know, we'll see. It depends on. I need to hear from players who aren't great at SkyShard first and see what they say, and then I'll know more. Like, hey Regis, this is actually you know, if a new player, if it takes them 5 times to beat this, I've failed, right? Like, that's too many. We don't want it to take them 5 times. If it takes them 2 or 3 times, maybe that's okay, right? If good players beat it instantly every time, I'm actually okay with that as well. Like, that's, you know, it should be a one shot for somebody who's like, you know, rank 800 or 1000 or something. I think that's good news, because they probably don't want to be burdened by the more, you know, story driven one. They might enjoy the puzzly, challengey ones more, where they have to kind of solve something. But all gonna be looking for feedback, right? Because this is our first big push on solo stuff. We had like one, you know, kind of token zap run in the game forever, but now this is a real go of it. So I mean, you know, they're like clearing my front line, right? Like, it's getting down to almost weapons to weapons here, so it's not like we're just completely, you know, I've had more lopsided battles than that in real PvP SkyShard, for the record, so I think it's okay. I think we're in a good spot. Oh no! Spoil the muncher! Don't look! Don't pause the video! It's like, you know, that's like a real concern when we're doing stuff for like Marvel Snap or Blizzard or whatever. I have to be really careful not to spoil anything. But who am I going to get in trouble with? Myself? You do show such promise. I see your mind at work. Clever, industrious, creative even. Such a waste on this selfish pursuit. Man, she's kind of hard on us. Like, respectful, you know, recognizing our talent, but hard. That's what I wanted. Kind of a middle ground there. All these new units, you have no idea what they do. It's so funny. Seeing them getting destroyed every round. That's it. Hey, I showed you the equalizer. That's all you need. It's probably pronounced equalizer still, really, isn't it? I always have a hard time with those, like, those kind of AE thingies. Like Aegis. Is it really Aegis? Aegis? Yeah, same thing. I mean, we're probably just right to keep buying more and more cheap town units. We actually want ones with cooldowns. I'm just not going to show you what that is. Just click it really fast. Don't spoil it. Ooh, another cloaked witch. That would be very fun to make fast. We should probably put these up here. It is a solo unit, though, so you need something else for the saloons to impact. Maybe you just put, like... I'm just thinking, like, you could put 2 Velmirs on each saloon as well. We certainly have plenty of these to go around. Yeah, that probably works. Don't really want this, but it's fine, and I don't want to spoil the other stuff, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. I wonder if we can use these cloaked witches at all, because they're getting really fast now thanks to the thing. Oh yeah, this is called a bank now, not a casino. By the way, it still looks like a casino, but if you're wondering why it says bank, that's why. It's gonna have updates, obviously. Do we damage these weapons at all from our cloak? They were still alive pretty late there, so I don't think so. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna kind of speed through this because we're clearly in a spot now that looks like pretty insurmountable. Maybe just start buying expensive shops here and run this out, I think. Don't you see it? Look upon my shard. It is progress. It is the only way. It is not too late to learn who we are meant to be. All about learning and discovery and knowledge and progress. Respectable, but there's value in the old ways too, right? There's value in tradition. I see both sides. Elder Dandelion, yeah, and Supercharger, yes. Good on our bank, actually. No longer a casino. All right, we're speeding through. We're speeding through. Are these dying at all? Nah, not really. I mean, a little bit, but not enough to kill them. Although that looked like it was getting pretty low from the cloaked witches alone, right? Like it did look like it was getting there. So, these guys are funny. Don't look at it though. Don't spoil it. It doesn't matter. This is fine. All right, 2 or 3 more fights to go. Remember, I've seen you. You commune with a frog. Does he offer you wisdom? Does he see the future so clearly as I? I feel like we're missing a line there. Is that in the next? Hold up. Is that maybe in the next part of the script? Hold up. Did we miss a line? Oh yeah, Ben didn't add my line. Maybe he didn't like it. I gotta ask him. It didn't come through, Ben. No, Ben, no. It says here, you commune with a frog. Does he offer you wisdom? Does he see the future so clearly as I? He eats bugs. And then she says, perhaps that is a sustainable source of protein after all. I must reconsider. Interesting. I like that she's even in her shaming, like still thinking about science, right? Like still thinking about like progress and how can we make society a little bit better here? Maybe eating frogs actually is a good idea. All right, so we're down to our final 2 fights here. Yeah, we've definitely turned the corner. This is honestly feeling a little too easy to me right now for what is not like a crazy strong build that I have. But again, I want to be really considerate of early game players and making sure it's not too crazy. So we'll just see where it lands. So this should be our final fight. Did we miss, did I click through Auris here? Did it? No, we missed our final, text line. Oh no, it's supposed to say, or I might have clicked through it. Your time is up. Will you miss our future? Will I miss our future? Is this my fate? No, I haven't discovered fate. Oh, here it is. Oh no, I'm just too early. I'm dumb. I'm early. No, I spoiled it. No, I forgot it's before the fight. Your time is up. Will you miss our future? Will I miss our future? Is this my fate? No, I haven't discovered fate. She doesn't believe in fate. She hasn't discovered it yet, guys. That is not part of her science. Fate's not real. Although today, you are missing the future, Auris, because you got murdered. I mean, pretty murdered, yeah. Pretty murdered. All right, dude. That's the Auris run. Spitting bars, spitting insults, spitting science. Yeah, play that and let me know if you beat it super easily the first try or not, depending on the kind of gamer you are. If you're a SkyShard Pro, I bet you beat it first try. That one is mostly, like, all 3 of the hero ones are mostly bins. Like, the opponent builds are from bin. I made some bigger tweaks to... Well, I don't think I really tweaked any of these that much. I think Zap I tweaked a little bit for the script reasoning, but not too much. The rest, I have my fingers on more from a design standpoint, but these are also kind of just supposed to be more straightforward, not as hard in my opinion. So anyway, those are what the solo adventures are going to look like. That's what some of the new units are going to look like. That's what some of the new art's going to look like. SkyShard is going to be here in 1 week, available for purchase. At that time, we are going to still have the demo out. You can play the demo. You just won't be able to play ranked. So you won't like get on the leaderboard anymore. We're going to lock the demo leaderboard, and you won't be able to play with the new units. So new units will be locked, rank will be locked. But you can play casual mode forever if you want, right? Like, just have fun forever with the demo, I guess. We're not going to like lock you out completely. Just, you know, if you want the new stuff, you're going to have to buy the early access for $12 on sale. I think that's a 20% sale. So anyway, stay tuned for that. There's gonna be a lot more updates, a lot more stuff. Wanted to give you guys a teaser. It's a pretty exciting time. you know, I'm like so proud of what we're doing that almost don't even care how it goes. Like, obviously if it goes great, that's great, but man, it's been such a like learning experience, such a like developmental process, right? Like I've just learned, I've grown professionally, you know, I've developed tons of skills I wouldn't otherwise have. I've learned so much about making video games, managing people, managing like marketing efforts and like what people like and care about. It's just been like so amazing. Like, you cannot be a failure at this stage. So best investment I've ever made. And it hasn't even returned anything yet, and but it's already returned enough, right? That's what I mean. But you know, I think it could go okay too. So anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for checking out this video as always. Thanks a ton for watching, and I guess I will see you around.